Hello, I'm Janet.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Amber.
And we are two girls and a bottle of wine.
Because men like boobs.
And girls like wine. Cheers, girls. We're back at it.
Woohoo.
Wee.
Cheers.
What are you guys drinking?
Ooh, she's got her raspberry sour again.
Yeah, she does.
Look it. I kept the can so I could
Nice
tell you
job.
exactly what it was this time.
What is it, Ashley?
It is called Crush Raspberry Sour by 10 Barrel Brewing Company.
Very nice.
And it's here in Denver, so it's local.
Sweet.
Amber, what are you drinking?
Oh, just kidding.
What?
Sorry, it's from Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, that's not even close to local.
Well,
No.
I thought it was local because of one of the guys from the baseball team told me it was local.
Lies.
Yeah, you shouldn't listen to the guys from the baseball team.
I know. That was my mistake.
Clearly. So I am drinking 14 Hands again. But this time I'm drinking Hot to Trot, which is like a red blend. And I love it.
So
It's
jealous.
very smooth and so good.
When I
Smooth.
care about going back out into society again, we will be visiting the Costco down in Park Meadows because they have 14 Hands for like $7.99.
Ooh.
Nice.
I am drinking from the Red 55 Winery, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It's a sweet white wine. It's Miranda. It's Miranda Lambert's winery.
I thought that sounded familiar. I
Yeah.
was like, something sounds
It has the cross pistols with the wings, like my tattoo. Yeah.
very cool.
I was very
You have a
excited.
Miranda Lambert tattoo?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I do. It's on my ribs, so no one sees it but me, and I love it. I was afraid it wasn't going to be delivered in time for the podcast, but Steve and I went on a walk today because, as we talked about before the podcast started, we have snow coming in, and I'm like, I need sunshine. Let's just go on a lunchtime walk. So we did, and I was like, but my wine's supposed to be delivered, and it's alcohol, so you have to sign for it. Well, we turned the corner, and there was the UPS guy, and he was out of his truck, and I was like, excuse me, sir. Hi, you have something for me, and it's supposed to get a signature. He's like, oh, we're not taking signatures right now. I was like, okay, look at me. I'm old enough. It's alcohol. And he's like, yeah, I'll just put it on your front porch. I'm like, good plan. Good plan. Yeah.
That was quite the close-up of your boob there, Ashley.
Sorry. I freaked out because I was like, oh no, where are my notes?
I
Oh,
looked over and all of a sudden it was like boob. And I was like, oh, dang it.
hello. So, before we get into Listen to Your Heart, we got some things to talk about. Amber, dolls?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
the Russian dolls.
Yeah.
So, okay. So later on in the podcast, we'll talk about what we were listening to or what we're watching. But over the weekend, Nick and I were watching a show called 100 Humans on Netflix. And it's a whole thing of like experimenting and different things. But during one of the experiments, they had these Russian dolls. Nick lost his damn mind.
Like good or bad?
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay.
Like he's freaking out. Like he was getting hot flashes. He had to leave the room.
Why?
He's
What about
afraid
the
of
dolls?
them.
What? Okay, so literally the link you sent me, I used to have those dolls. I actually think I might still somewhere in storage, like the exact ones that you sent me.
Oh
Because
my God.
my friend, my best friend in high school who listens to this podcast, hi, Amaria, she
Hello.
was in Russia right after high school, and she brought me back those dolls, the stacking dolls. I can't remember what they're actually called. Wait, so why was he all freaked out?
He still will not tell me. So I don't know if I told you guys this before, but he's also afraid of Nutcracker dolls. Like,
Is there a
and
reason?
this shit just keeps coming up like randomly. Like we were in Vegas and during like right around Christmas time. And so they had all these huge Nutcracker displays and stuff like that. And I love the Nutcracker. And like, I want to go see the play. And like, I was in the play once when I was a kid, and it's like, I love the Nutcracker. And he was we had to take a picture next to a Nutcracker, and I thought he was going to pee his pants.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He is absolutely deathly afraid. And so Mama Kim, one time, when I was going through chemo and stuff, she would send me care packages. And one time she sent me a package that was for Nick specifically, and it was in a Pier 1 Imports box. He opened that box and a Nutcracker was in there, and he threw that box across the living room, and we still have it. I actually put it in different boxes every now and then and just wait for him to open it, because he'll be like, what's in this box? I don't know. That's weird. You should look.
Well, you should tell him he could re-gift that to Pat, because that's like Pat's dream, is to have a bowl of nuts at Christmas and have like a Nutcracker and like to truly like do nuts at Christmas like that.
So along with that and these Russian dolls, which he still will not talk about. Every time I ask him, he just goes, mm-mm, nope, mm-mm. So, yeah.
I was going to say, we should just talk about what we're watching right now, just because I think it's a good segue, because I have a comment on that too. But, so Amber told me to watch this Netflix thing too, and I started watching it. I only got through like halfway through the first episode.
And what was the title?
So it's called 100 Humans. And what they do is they take 100 humans and they do a bunch of experiments with them based on all the different like theories. So, or like social theories. So like the first episode is about attractiveness. And are you more like, there was something about jail and prison time. So are you more likely for the same exact crime? Are you going to give the same sentence to the person who's more attractive versus the person who really looks like an ugly criminal?
I didn't get that far.
Oh yeah. And then there's also,
the part that I saw, which was interesting, Janet, was that they did, the same people in a uniform and out of a uniform. And they did like 5-minute speed dating to see if a uniform is more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about uniforms?
It depends on the uniform. Like they had a service worker, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not attracted to that at all.
Because you'll smell that food, just like the Subway, right?
They did a pilot.
Ashley?
Oh yeah, Subway. Oh yeah, we should probably talk, because that was in our Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Amber was telling us that Nick was eating a lot of Subway, and I have like horror dreams of Subway because one of my other best friends in high school used to work at a Subway, and so anytime we hung out, she smelled like Subway, and I like couldn't handle it. I was like, I think to this day I still have not had Subway.
Well, the funny thing is that Nick can't eat like the same genre of food for multiple days in a row. Like if he has Chipotle burrito on Monday, he can't eat
tacos
like Anna Grill's taco on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And so, but he's been eating the same sub from Subway for like a week straight. He took one day off, which he will smack me. He won't really smack me, but he'll be like, no, I took a day off.
So what kind of sandwich does he get?
I don't know. Turkey ham.
Turkey ham.
All I know is that he's eating a sub, and I'm like, why are you? And then Subway of all places, like, why?
Yeah,
I love their meatball sub.
In college, we were like obsessed with Quiznos, but that's because they had it. It was like on our card, and they would do like warm cookies. So you buy a cookie, and they would like put it through the toaster thing, so it would come out warm, and that was delicious.
Nice.
Now I'm craving a meatball sub. I didn't eat before the podcast, Amber.
I shoved down a salad. It wasn't all that exciting.
I did not eat either.
It was literally just lettuce and ranch.
What kind of ranch?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Ooh, the best kind.
That I hate.
No. Oh my gosh. I am such a ranch snob. I do not like bottled ranch.
Well,
how do you get it then?
To make it,
you make it yourself with the powder?
No, I make it like completely from scratch with like buttermilk and sour cream and mayo and mustard and hot sauce and then seasonings. But I like restaurant style ranch. Like it's usually like less vinegary and it's usually like more liquidy. not as congealed.
I like the congealed. I've discovered the Boathouse. It's a cilantro avocado ranch. It's very good and keto friendly and point friendly on Weight Watchers.
Nice.
So that's our go-to. What else are you guys watching?
I finally caved and watched Tiger King.
Nope.
Did you make it all the way through?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
Even the new bonus episode?
No, I did not because I don't like Joel Hale. I think.
Really?
Isn't that who like hosted it? Yeah, I'm not. Really
I haven't watched it. I don't know. I really liked him on the
Joel
Soup.
Hale.
I don't know. He's just kind of annoying to me. But it was so Amber. I know you haven't watched it. And
I don't care. I'm not going to ever.
My big hang up to watch it was I was very worried about the animal cruelty piece of it. And I just left there being like, okay, because they didn't really show a ton of animal cruelty. And I just kind of had to separate myself from it and like decide that I wasn't going to care about it. But oh my gosh, those people are fucking bananas. Like even
There we go.
The lady who
F-bomb.
who
Sorry.
thought that she was like, because Amber, essentially it's like one crazy cat person against another crazy cat person. And there's like all these conspiracies around it. And it's like things that happen in this, you're like, that didn't happen in real life. And yes, it did happen in real life.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Pat and I at the end of it were like, what just happened?
I know. You're like, how is this a documentary? How? It's insanity. Miranda Lambert posted a photo this last Monday with Joe Exotic. And I guess when the hurricanes happened in Houston, Miranda ran down there to help save the animals that were affected. And Joe Exotic, who she didn't know was Joe Exotic at the time, offered his animal carrying trailer. And so there were pictures of her with him, and she's like, I had no idea who this person was, and now here we go. Joe Exotic.
I do remember. So one part of it, Amber, was that Joe Exotic he was going to run for president in 2016.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember it because I remember it being on whatever the Joe Oliver, like they like made fun of him on like HBO or something like that.
Oh,
and I do remember that. But I like it's also recent. It's all happened so quickly. But my biggest takeaway of that is that the other guy who had like the bandana, what was his name? Anyway. I think he's just as guilty as all of them. I think he's actually worse because he doesn't seem to really care about the animals. Whereas, like, Joe Exotic was fucking crazy, but he at least cared about the animals.
The biker dude.
Yeah,
with the Affliction shirts.
Yeah. But
still shops at the Buckle.
I'll plug my friend who I was just telling you about who went to Russia. She has an Etsy store. It's like House of Worry Dolls, I think I looked it up earlier, House of Worry Dolls, but she does have you ever seen a worry doll before?
I have.
I do not know. Describe, please.
It's basically it's like a little doll that's made of yarn and not like popsicle sticks, but like thin pieces of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And she is like really, really talented. She will take people's photos of their family and like their pet dogs, and she does them, and they look really cool. And she did one for there you go. Yeah.
Worry dolls.
And they're small, and she'll do like ornaments or whatnot. But she did one for Joe Exotic and Carol. And so I think she's doing pre-order right now, but they're pretty spot on. Like she's got like the
awesome.
little hat or the little, I don't know, flower thing on her head.
The crown.
It's really, really cute. Yeah. The crown.
Yes.
But, really cute. It was just crazy, Amber. So you don't need to watch it. Just know that there are people in this world who
are psycho crazy.
Yeah, like live in their own world. I mean, you probably already know that, but
I do.
But to see it play out in how many episodes was it? 7?
7?
Now 8? We haven't watched the new bonus one.
Here are her.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go.
You
Like you
are
brought it up.
amazing. You need to text me that picture so I can put it in our notes.
Oh yeah, you should.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that later.
Of course. Yes. With the link to her Etsy shop so we can promote Friends.
She's so good though. Like you should see some of the stuff that she did. Like this one person's wedding dress, and like she put the photos on Instagram where it had the wedding dress and then the doll she made, and I was like, wow, that's like it's like a replica. Like it's so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hers actually look a lot better than the ones that were on Google.
Yeah, when you like showed that photo, I was like, well, kind of, not really.
Kinda.
Yeah, no.
But anyway,
What else you guys watching in quarantine?
I'm almost done with Big Bang.
Nice.
We're on the final season, and I'm really sad.
It's so sad. Did you cry when Sheldon proposed to Amy? Because I did.
No, I didn't. But I was just so happy. They've become my favorite character couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
So,
A lot of their arguments remind me of mine and Nick's arguments because Nick is so much like Sheldon.
well, I told Pat, I was like, I kind of feel like I relate to Bernadette.
That's amazing.
And he goes, yeah, he's like, I can see that.
At least he admits to it.
I'm definitely Penny. Let's just be honest. I don't get shit.
That's not true.
Oh, it's so true.
No. We just started season 3 of Ozark, so we're almost through all of the Ozark stuff.
Is it only? It's only 3 seasons right
so
now.
far, yeah. It really hooks you. We are doing it.
There
We'll
you
have
go.
to pick that one up. Pat and I have a list.
Awesome.
Oh.
Hey, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about more of what we're watching and listening to.
Okay.
Okay, we are back. Are you guys listening or watching anything else that we need to discuss before we speak about Listen to Your Heart?
Oh, one more thing I will say. Because, yeah, I've been watching way more TV than normal.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys don't watch HGTV or Food Network stuff, really.
Makes
but
me
there's
hungry.
there's this show on HGTV that just started, I think, on Monday called Celebrity IOU. And
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
celebrities employ the Property Brothers to help them do like a surprise for somebody in their life. And they had Brad Pitt.
I was just going to say, wasn't Brad Pitt on that?
Yes, he was on the one on Monday, and he did his makeup artist.
Oh,
And it was awesome.
I
I will
love
say,
Brad
because
Pitt.
normally, sometimes I don't like those because they do fake drama,
Mm-hmm.
and they did a teensy bit of fake drama, but for the most part, it was actually really good. And I think because they had the celebrity on there who was not acting and was like their real person,
I love him.
I thought it was really great. I cried.
I may have to go back and find it on the whatever DirecTV thing that I can download.
Don't do it, Ashley.
She's like, I must drink.
You thought I was going to plug Dish?
I totally did. Because you do it every time. Janice and I are like,
single
oh yeah, we'll have to go find that.
Well, this is Celebrity IOU is on HGTV, which doesn't have prime time anytime. So
Okay.
no need to plug.
I
Oh,
see.
got it. So you got me to watch The Masked Singer,
Yeah.
and it's one of those shows where I have to watch after the fact because there's a lot of fast forwarding. Yeah? Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we knock it down to like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was totally shocked when Jordan Woods was revealed as, what was her character? The kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, you
I don't-
didn't.
I don't really know who she was either.
Because I went through, I'm not watching it anymore, but I was watching the Kardashians for quite some time and following all of them on the socials, and I have definitely pulled that back a little bit. I knew who she was.
Yeah, I did not.
But it's amazing. It's on tonight.
No.
I know. I'm texting my husband.
Make sure you record it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's like my favorite night of the week.
Except for podcasting, right?
Well, but
That's why
podcasting night is Wednesday
Yeah.
night right now.
I know, but I'm just saying. It makes your night amazing because you have podcasting and the Masked Singer.
I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if we come out of quarantine, we're going to have to switch nights because bowling's going to start back up. I got a text that it's supposed to start at the beginning of May. I don't think it will.
It's not
but
going to.
When did
Okay,
it ever
thank
end?
It didn't end.
Oh, got it.
Normally it would be ending like in 2 weeks. But because of this stuff, it hasn't ended yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into what we're going to talk about, we got to talk about the door situation, Amber.
The door.
I need more information.
So
Nick-
Oh, the door Nick tried to install.
Yes, you didn't give us like your Marco Polos. Don't apologize for them being long because it's also a part of my quarantine entertainment. And so you like give little nuggets, and I'm like, I need more information. So I put door
I know,
in my
it's-
notes.
It's leaving more. It's like a tease.
Yeah, you're a big tease.
I know. Trust
See,
me,
that's why
I've
you're
heard that
Penny.
for years.
Nice.
So we wanted to put a new door on our back that goes into our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, one, we want to be able to leave it open without like every bug in the country flying into our house. But we also want it to have a doggy door. So we were like, well, we'll just replace the door because it seemed like way too much work to try and figure out like a screen door and then the regular door and too much. So Nick had measured the, he's going to like fly in here and yell at me. So he
He's
had
not
measured
listening live.
the door, but he
Okay.
might be able to hear me.
Okay.
And he goes to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, and he brings home this huge door. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So he's already like cranky because he has to like get it in the house. So he goes and like he's having trouble getting the door off the hinges. So he's already pissed and he's yelling at the door. And then he finally gets it off the hinges and he goes to put the new door on and the hinges don't match.
Did
So-
he Google like why? Why don't they match?
So I personally, and Ashley may be able to provide some additional details because I don't
She's
ever
the
do
Home
anything
Depot.
with the house.
Yeah,
Right.
she's the Home Depot queen.
And Nick was like, no, they only make them a certain section. And I was like, I feel like that's wrong. So he said that the hinges don't match up. They're just like half of an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch difference. And he was like, no, this is the only door. Like, this is the only size. I'm not going to be able to do this. And he was just pissing and moaning. And what's the point of a fucking door? This is fucking ridiculous. And I was like,
Explicit.
so in the end, we put our old door back on. And
That's good.
now we're going to have to get a screen door, which also I'm not sure how that's going to work.
You should tell Nick that he should text Patrick. Or Nick, since you are listening to this podcast, you
Hopefully.
should text Patrick.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick has a really hard time asking for help because I keep going, maybe we should talk to Pat and Ashley. Like, I think that we should talk to Pat and Ashley. Let's talk to Pat and Ashley. And he's like, no, I
So-
can do this. I'm a man.
No, here's the thing. If
Men.
anything, at least him texting Pat will make Pat realize that when he's like, oh, all this house shit that like doesn't line up, it always just happens to me. Everyone else, it's easy peasy. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, no.
That is the joy of owning a house, is that everything is always wrong.
Right? Like, he gets mad at so many things. Like, we had some stuff going on with
Nothing's
our
easy.
washer, and he's like, "Duh, what's the point of a fucking washer if it's just going to do this?" And I'm like, welcome to being a homeowner, bud.
But
This is how this works.
Pat has MacGyvered enough stuff in this house that he can probably help Nick figure out what's up.
Yeah, they need to talk more because we need to figure out a bunch of stuff for our backyard. And I have a feeling there's a lot of things that are going to go wrong, and I'm going to have to hear Nick yell. And so are our poor neighbors who have small children in the backyard.
Okay. sidebar really for like 2 seconds. That was the best part of this house was the yard work. I mean, it was fucking hard. Like, don't get me wrong. I was sweating and I like slept really hard those nights, but that was like the joy of seeing like the backyard and everything. I think I shared photos with you guys when we did it, and now it looks like shit. So that's going to be fun. It's trying to make it look good again.
I am really excited though, because so I don't want to plant flowers. I am against planting flowers. However, I love tulips. And I was
Those
told
are
that it would-
easy.
Don't do it.
Well, hang on now.
Why?
So,
Wait,
I thought
hold on.
they were-
Why not tulips? They're my like favorite flower.
Tulips are bulb flowers, and so they reproduce and they do multiple bulbs, and so no matter where you put them, they won't stay there. So like tulips are good in a planter box or in something that can contain it in one place. If you just like put them in your yard, like we are still digging up tulips from the lady who put them in, and we ripped them out like the first year that we moved in. Like they're in the grass. They are like invasive.
I haven't experienced that. Like mine won't even grow. I have to replant the bulbs this coming fall.
Well, and so I was originally told that I could only plant them in fall because they they bloom in the spring.
Right.
So we had seen these like leaves growing out by our mailbox, and I was like, "Oh, great! That is one wicked weed. Like I don't know what this is going to be."
And it's a tulip.
It's multiple tulips, and I'm so excited. And we also have one random tulip in our backyard. I'm stoked.
See,
I don't
I
even care.
wish I would love for tulips to randomly pop up, but they like in the backyard they're growing where I planted them. In the front yard, they grew the first spring after I planted them, and they're MIA since then.
It might just have to do with the weather, because I'm telling you, Janet, that like for like 3 years in a row, we didn't get any tulips. And then like the last 2 years, we started getting tulips again, and we did not replant. We just didn't catch all of the bulbs.
I'm so excited about it. I can't wait till they bloom.
I'm with you though. Like I don't love flowers, but what I do like is like the flowering bushes. So like hydrangea is like a flowering bush, and like lilac and rose bush, like that kind of stuff. They're not like straight up flowers, but we do have a bunch of flowers in our like our little butterfly garden, because that's what attracts the butterflies.
Yes.
Butterfly.
And then
Where's Butterfly?
she had to go outside and go to the bathroom when I needed to come downstairs, so we parted ways.
Oh.
So I was like, Steve, you got her. I'm shutting the door. Piper turned 2. Speaking
Yeah,
of
she did.
dogs, I cannot believe she's 2 years old.
I know. Her cake was so cute.
Where did you get that in quarantine
So
land?
Gus's Podtastic Treats is owned by a woman named Wendy Strain, and she is the woman who actually fostered and watched Piper for the first, the 2 or 3 weeks before we were able to actually come and pick her up. Mm-hmm. And she loved Piper. She was actually hoping that we would change our minds so she could keep Piper.
Aww.
So she's obsessed with Piper, and she has one of Piper's siblings, Emma, and she's the one who normally coordinates all the sibling get-togethers. And so since we couldn't get together with all the pups from the litter,
she decided you did last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She decided that she was just going to make us all treats or the dogs treats. So she made Piper a peanut butter and bacon cake. And then she also gave her some regular homemade dog treats. Some of them are shaped like paw prints, and they taste, the flavor is like banana bread. And then the other ones are hearts, and their flavor is peanut butter and apple. Piper loves those treats. I highly recommend them. And she lives in Centennial. So what I did is I drove to her house, and I told her when I was on my way, and she put it was so cute. She put it out on the porch in like a little baggie. And then she also put a hand sanitizer wipe on the front of it so that way I could wipe down my hands when I got back in the car.
That's so conscious of her.
Yeah,
I love
you
her.
Inspired me. I want to make dog treats for the dogs this weekend.
She does such a good job. They're so good. She even made little Easter cakes for people, for their dogs. Oh my God. Piper was in heaven last night. It was great.
Well, happy birthday, Piper. Too.
Yeah, it was nice though, because so she got a little bit of steak. Nick had gotten a steak at Whole Foods 2 nights ago. And
Yeah.
And when he made the steak the first night, he had like cut it up. Well, he had only like cut it in half or something, and Piper jumped up on the counter and ate half of it because he went outside and looked. So I was getting salmon. So he was cooking salmon for me on the grill, and he went out to go look at my salmon to make sure it was still doing okay. And he left Piper alone in the kitchen. I wasn't even in there. I was in the bathroom. And yeah, she ate it.
Yeah, mistake number 1.
Oops.
So Nick was mad for like an hour and a half.
We had the leftover steak from New Year's last night.
Oh.
Like, it had been frozen. And
Okay. You need to
guys are pretty
clarify.
impressive with your frozen abilities.
Do you have a big freezer in your garage?
we actually have like the smallest deep freeze, like chest freezer that they make, and we have it down in our basement. But we honestly, it's like the Seal and Meal, like the I don't know what the main brand's called. I can't remember, but it's the anyway. You like it freezes, like you sucks all the air out, and then
Yeah.
that's what we do for everything. And if you don't do that, it gets freezer burnt.
Got
And
it.
Amber's having a hot flash. She could use a freezer
Right
now.
this moment. Or my hands, because it's cold in the basement. And we have snow coming.
I know you guys aren't excited, but I'm really excited for the evenings when I can have the window open and it's like 20 degrees in my bedroom.
See,
And I have a fan on and no clothes and a sheet.
I'm excited for next week when it's supposed to rain.
no.
Oh, there you go.
No, I want the warm and the sunshine. All right, let's jump into Listen to Your Heart.
Yay!
I feel like Listen to Your Heart is getting a good, deal during quarantine because I feel
Yeah, they
like
are.
a lot of people were like, nah. And now they're like, I have nothing else to do.
Exactly. And that's what some of those memes were.
I know.
Yeah.
Or tweets or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a BuzzFeed article if anyone's interested to go look that up. And it was like the best. They always do like best tweets of whatever. And they did one for Listen to Your Heart.
One of you sent from Apple News, the best memes. Or no, tweets. Yeah, 21 of the best Listen to Your Heart tweets from the premiere.
Yeah, that was Ashley.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was
There were
hilarious.
some good
I
ones on
agree.
there.
So was the mansion a different mansion?
So I was wondering that too because it looked very different.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
When they panned out, it did not look like the actual mansion.
But then, the Bachelor Mansion was injured in the fire.
Was it?
Yes.
Well,
I
maybe
thought
it
it
was.
survived.
No, I believe it was injured, and it probably had to be recreated. Injured, as though it's a human.
Yeah, but it was the fire in between Peter and this season? Because I thought the fire was before Peter's season, and Peter was in the actual mansion.
You're right. I don't know. It just looked different to me.
Yeah.
But it still had
Is
the wet
Ashley
driveway. It
No.
still had the wet driveway. It had Chris Harrison, and
I feel like I should now, though.
I'm on it.
we start off with Chris Harrison introducing what the concept is, which it's still a little blurry to me. I keep having to remind myself it's not a singing competition.
But I think the first night was really hard just because there wasn't, even though there was music and singing and stuff like that, we haven't really gotten to the part where they start making music.
Yeah.
So I think it's
'Cause
still a little bit hard.
I feel like there's a portion that's going to have music in it, where
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a singing competition.
But I still don't think it's a singing competition. I think it's going to always be the roses. Here's a rose. You get a rose. You don't get a rose. Because that's the Bachelor
Yeah.
format, right?
I don't know. I have to say, just leading off, this is the best Bachelor show, franchise, whatever, that I've watched so far. I love it.
It was,
I
I was pretty
in.
excited. So real quick update. Well, listen to your heart. It's filmed in California. It's not in the regular Bachelor Mansion.
I knew it.
Harrison recently told US Weekly that the new pad is a very different mansion. We moved to a bigger place with a little different vibe. And the host further told Parade that the decision to move to a new mansion came after they realized that they needed more living space for the musicians, as well as room for them to rehearse and perform in.
There we go.
So there you go.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we start meeting the people. I'm immediately in love with Sheridan. I love him.
I know. He's so different. I just
love
really
his
like
hat,
him.
his hair.
He's cute. He's
Yes.
cute. I
Like,
like
I'm
him.
not that physically attracted to him, but he's got like these tattoos, and then he's got those rings, and then he's
Very
very
Austin.
soft, and he's got a great smile, and he wears a weird hat, and then he drives a Subaru.
And he owns it. He's like, I look like a lot of other people from Austin. I get it. I love that about him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brandon, the Marine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked him because he kept cussing. I think that's why I liked this, because they all kept cussing, and I was like, this is beautiful.
They just had real personalities. I think that was
they
part
did.
of it. Yeah.
They didn't care, and they all weren't a size 2, and it was beautiful.
And then we have Gabe, who's a Christian a cappella sweetie.
Yes.
He plays the cello.
Cello, it was beautiful. I was like, just do that the whole time.
Right?
Then you have Trevor, who I guess was from American Idol.
Yeah, I wrote pretty boy, blah.
Blah.
I wrote super cute dog.
Dog?
Oh, yeah,
He had a dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
yes,
He was
sorry.
like, I'm looking for someone loyal who likes good walks. And
Yeah,
I thought
that's right.
I thought that was funny. Huh.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys didn't really get an introduction package.
No.
Yeah, not really. Let's see, what else today? They all were pretty short, actually, the intro
Yeah, they were
package.
very short.
I
I
like
still
Matt.
love Savannah. Oh, Matt?
Becca?
Savannah.
she make an
Savannah's a
impact
girl.
on you?
Those were the guys.
You were doing girls and guys. I just did it in
switched.
order that they presented them.
I did too.
Oh, my bad. Go
But-
ahead.
I liked Becca. She was the one who did like community theater or whatever.
Yeah.
Her intro was a little strange, but I just thought she had so much
I know.
personality.
I was like, she's going to be really animated throughout the season.
She's musical theater. That makes sense.
Exactly.
And I'm with you. I loved Savannah.
I love Savannah. She's a yoga teacher, so she's got a banging body.
Yogi,
She has
But,
some
like-
good arms. She motivated
And
me to work out the
she
next
just-
morning.
that nose piercing looks fabulous on her.
I know. I just love her.
Not a lot of people can pull off the ring, and she just is killing it.
Yep.
She's
And then-
gorgeous.
Jamie's really young, but her little intro video, there was so much makeup. So I suck because I always
Too much makeup. That is literally what I wrote.
Yeah.
I use a lot of blush because I just feel so pale all the time. But that was over the top, and all of her makeup, I was like, whoa.
And she's
You
only
need to
21.
Yeah,
We'll
I
get
have a lot
into
of
that in
opinions about
just
that.
a minute.
yeah.
Talk about how she's been dating dismal people, and
And she said
been
she's
on
had 100
100 dates, and then she's been waiting.
She's been waiting all of her life.
so long for love.
Yeah. That might have been my favorite tweet. Was the person trying to do math when she said
Oh,
that.
I didn't see that one. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And all the men I've ever dated have cheated on me. Well, you're 21
Well,
and probably chose tools.
Previews for next week. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling.
Anything else you want to say about the intros?
Michael is douchey. And I
Michael
wanna punch him in
Todd?
his face.
Michael
oh my God,
Todd?
I hate him so much.
He is so creeper. Oh,
Yeah.
so creeper. What did you think of
cannot
Rudy?
Stand him.
Do you like Rudy?
So I liked Rudy at first because she seemed very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as we got into the episode, I was like, I'm out.
I'm with you too. Like, my opinion of her kind of changed as the episode goes on.
She gives a
but
bad name to normal people.
I still love Matt though. I think Matt is adorable.
Yes, I do love Matt's beard.
And he was like, that guy, Chris something, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
What's
was
his
funny.
name?
He didn't even know.
Jeez. I do like Matt. I actually thought that Matt and Savannah might actually work out.
I think, well, we might see. I don't know. I just think Matt's hot. Like, I would date him.
Like, I saw Matt come in, and then I saw Savannah, and I was like, ooh, I could see her working out with Matt.
So I just want you guys to know that even though I took my notes on paper, I just tried to scroll up with my finger on my paper.
Good job.
What do you guys think of Julia?
You know,
I love her. I think she's
so
gorgeous.
nice and genuine, but I feel like, I hate to say this, but she like looks way older than what she is. And
she has very strong features.
I agree that she looks a lot older. I originally, like, picture alone, judging a book by a cover, I thought that she was going to be a lot like Crystal from Crystal and Goose.
Definitely more down to earth.
And I love that she gave Sheridan a chance. Mm-hmm. And, like, she went to him, and, like, she has her own nonprofit. Like, she seems to have that. She has a lot more depth to her. So she's like the outlier of, you know, where people say all the things about blondes. Like, she's a very good outlier of, I just really liked her.
Yeah. I agree. I did the same thing, judged a book by its cover, but then like changed my mind as you like got to know her. Mm-hmm. Pat is yelling at Google right now.
I have Matt here.
Hey, hi, Lawn Boy.
What's your name? Nick?
Nick,
nice.
The sommelier.
Sommelier.
Yeah, he's pouring me wine before he goes out to grab our dinner.
Nice. What are you guys having for dinner tonight? Subway?
Almost Subway.
Is it Mexican night?
It's always Mexican night with Nick. Oh, God.
Always Mexican night.
What are you guys eating tonight?
We're doing Jersey Mike.
Oh, see, you like the sandwiches.
Speaking of which,
I love sandwiches.
We are 3 weeks. Tonight is 3 weeks. And without eating out.
Nice work.
Nice.
It's really fucking difficult.
Every other Friday, quote unquote payday, I've been doing the delivery. We did Mexican this last Friday. It was fine.
We've eaten at home every night for the last only 4 nights.
That's good though. Like, it's really difficult. I didn't realize how hard it was.
It's I always cook. Like, I would prefer to cook. I control what goes into it. I control the taste. I control all the things.
Nick and I would really like to cook every night. It's just during this time, we're going into work and things have just been so stressful that we get home and we're like, what can I put in the microwave?
Which you guys are both going to a job, whereas like we're
nice.
Yeah, I think I don't know what we're having. We're having whatever veggies we have left in the fridge. We are roasting them and eating them. That's what we're having.
No protein?
I wish Nick would do stuff like that.
And fish. We're having fish too. Okay. Sorry. That was a side.
All right. So then they go into the Bachelor Mansion, back to Listen to Your Heart.
Yeah, sorry.
Jamie seems to hit it off with Ryan being the first two people in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Matt.
Looks like Lyle Lovett a little bit.
Oh, that's funny that you said that. Yeah.
I see the Shawn Mendes.
Oh, I can see Shawn Mendes. He does look like he could be a young John Mayer.
Mm-hmm. Into the deep details of, like, The Bachelor. Oh, hey, I had brain surgery.
Yeah, so she asked
memory as a child.
Well, she asked him what a good memory from his childhood was, and he goes into that, and then he says it was awesome to have brain surgery.
Well, and then he was like, "Oh, it's 6," and I was like, "Yeah, because I can remember what happened when I was 6."
And he said it was a wake up call for him at 6 and gave him a new lease on life.
I kind of felt like he was waiting to like plug that in somewhere.
Yeah, he really was.
He just like took the first opportunity.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
It's like, no, I'm just kidding. I was gonna make a mean joke about Amber and cancer, but then I decided not to
do it.
No,
I actually just made a mean joke about me having cancer last night to Nick. So
I was just gonna be like, yeah, it's like when Amber is just waiting to be like, and I had cancer
all the time.
Just kidding.
And then Rudy seems to hit it off with Matt.
Yes, and I do have to do a little plug. So Nick was watching this with me, and he was, because I think it was Matt, who walked in and he had like a hand in his pocket, or somebody walked in with a hand in their pocket, and he was like, yeah, when you have one hand in your pocket and you greet with the other hand, that's just automatically a douche. So it was either Matt or
Michael Todd.
Trevor. It was definitely not Michael Todd, that tool.
Oh my gosh. The memes about Trevor looking just like
Jed
in his like jacket.
They're everywhere. Even Jed tweeted about it.
Did he?
Yes.
You got to join in on it.
Yeah.
Before like they get to you.
It's true.
So Michael Todd enters and he does his Hot Touch song.
Yeah, which sucks.
So awkward. He's so creepy. He's going to be in my nightmares.
Wait, so did you miss the almost kiss?
Oh,
that was next. It was after he entered. The almost kiss?
Was horrible.
There was no almost kiss. He was talking about, do you like my lips? And she was like, I need to find the bathroom.
She was like, wine.
I thought he was going to force a kiss on her.
I thought he was like leaning in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept like looking, and I was like, put the wine glass up to your mouth. Like, use it as a blocker.
And she did.
Right?
She listened to you. Good job, Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So then Chris Harrison comes in and is like, you're going to be able to do music eventually, but not right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop
like,
some of them.
It does not. But, which I kind of liked. But
I feel like I'm going to be torn about...
Like what's her name? Jamie?
Well, I'm going to be torn about people who get cut who have better talent than the people who end up staying.
But it's not a singing competition. It's a love competition.
Well, we don't know that.
I really believe that. It's the Bachelor franchise. Then why
are they going to have artists judge the couples music rendition?
It's probably just like they have people judge the competitions in the regular Bachelorette world. You know, it's like you're safe this time, but the rose ceremony still happens.
I mean, and
I'm sorry, Ashley. You made a face.
I think
I'm just curious.
I think that all of it is about them using music as a tool to feed into their romance.
I agree.
And so it's about finding that romance within the music and using that to talk to your heart as opposed to just going on. I'm sure they're going to go on fancy dates, but there's something about music that moves certain people. Mm-hmm. And so you're using that. So to Ashley's point, I feel like I'm going to be the same way. How are you finding romance with this person when they suck balls at singing?
Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the rest of Listen to Your Heart. And we're back with two girls and a bottle of wine. Ashley had to get another beer and computer fun. So then Matt decides to take Rudy into the hot tub in order to attack her with kisses.
Which I thought was really cute.
Or not in this day and age.
I actually thought it was cute, but this is where Rudy started making her first mistake of holding back.
I was like, what the hell are you doing?
There's no time to hold back in this process.
I would have made out with him.
I would have too.
It's just making out. It's not like there's any penetration.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we had a drunken night at the club and you're fucking making out with somebody?
Yeah.
I know I've had a few. Don't look like that, Janet.
I may have made out with a stranger for an evening at Oktoberfest that led to a very interesting story, but I still to this day have no idea what his name is.
I know I have a lot.
And I may or may not have lost a condom.
A used one?
See, no more questions are needed. No follow-up questions on that.
What do you mean no follow-up?
Let the imagination run.
All right, that'll be a Marco Polo conversation for later. Amber, I want the full story.
Right?
Yeah. Nick already knows about it, so it's cool.
Well, I'm sure it was pre-Nick.
Yeah, it was. And, Regan actually enjoys telling that story more than me. But yeah.
So at that point, when Rudy and Matt were in the hot tub, it seems like Ryan is like out of the picture, right?
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I love Rudy so much. And she's like,
Huh?
nope, that was somebody else. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Julia. No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Jamie. Too many people.
Jamie loves everyone.
She does.
Yeah.
Anything else about the first night that you guys want to discuss?
Well,
Isn't the same night the one where Ryan and Jamie go into the hot tub?
yeah.
Yes, and they hardcore make out.
So that's what I was thinking. No, Jamie and Trevor go into the hot tub.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Trevor.
So that's what I was
Trevor's
thinking
the
of.
jacket. Okay.
Yeah, Jamie and Trevor go into the hot tub. They're making out. Ryan's playing music, and then they're like,
That's right.
they do their little ITMs or TIMs. Or
And
whatever
Ryan,
they're called.
I'm still trying to get people out.
Oh,
so
and that's when
Jamie,
Julia said
yes.
she likes Ryan, right?
Yes,
yes. I'm so sorry, guys.
it's cool.
It's
It's hard to keep it.
It's
all
week
straight.
1, and they're gonna keep adding people. So,
Well, that's what
I
I would say. It's like Bachelor in Paradise, but you don't already know the characters.
right. There's no emotional
Yeah.
connection.
But I feel like there's only like 3 or 4 additional. I don't know. Maybe there's
Well,
more, but
it's only 6 weeks, so yeah, that would make sense.
that's true.
Thank goodness.
I know, right?
So now we get to the next morning. First date card arrives.
Yep. Because we should clarify that Chris Harrison does come in at some point and say, and he says there are 12 men and 8 women, so
Right.
4 men are going to go home.
We're gonna leave. Yeah.
Yep. So the date cards begin.
So Ryan gets the first date card, and he decides to take Jamie.
Yes, he
Yeah.
does.
And Trevor is like, "What?"
He's very nervous because the dates
nervous.
are when you like make the connections.
And they go to Capitol Records,
Yeah.
and
Where they record Gravity.
yes, which is the John Mayer cover.
Yep.
And Ryan gets to play John Mayer's guitar, which I thought was really cool.
That was cool.
awesome. I really liked their date. I thought it was really good. I really liked that.
I liked how Jamie was able to kind of put a country twist on Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I did
That was-
like that.
That was Peppa. Sorry, guys. Peppa had issue with the stairs.
As we discussed.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'm not in love with Jamie's voice.
I liked Jamie's voice. I liked
feel
the
like
spin
she's-
that she put on it.
I feel like I would like her voice. I feel like she's trying too hard. Like
In
she's
every way, yes.
yes.
So I'm not a fan of Jamie by any means.
No, me either. She's 21.
But
Not the age thing.
I do think that this. So I think that's part of the challenge. To Ashley's point, is Gravity was outside of her normal genre that she likes to sing, and so she was trying to like put her own spin on it, but it just didn't work. And I feel like in these situations, you really have to be able to be like eclectic and kind of match your tone to what the song needs. You can still make it yours, but you don't need to try so hard to add in what you're used to. So it makes me think that she can't kind of flow through the process.
Yeah. Maybe I've just been watching too much of The Voice lately.
Again, it's not a singing competition.
I know, but that's where my judgment comes in.
Then
Yeah,
Matt,
mine too.
Matt gets a date card, and
Oh,
that's where the drama starts for the episode.
yeah. So he takes aside Rudy and Mel because those are the 2 women that he's had the connection with.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, when he sits down with Rudy, I think he's kind of like, yeah, like I would like to take you on this date, but what would you like to do? Like he does say the night before she was basically pulling away from him. She made
Right.
it seem like she wasn't that interested. So
And I was a little confused by this, and this is where I was like, well, maybe he doesn't understand because he didn't even know who Chris Harrison was, so he's never watched this before. So maybe he doesn't understand that the date is like pre-decided, not like I
Maybe.
get to take you on
Oh,
a
that's
date
true.
and we get to pick what we get to do.
that's a good point.
So I want to point
So-
out that Matt is 32, Rudy is 24, and Mel is 27.
Oh
So-
my gosh, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because Rudy's pissed.
She's young.
because Matt ends up taking Mel on the date.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Rudy's not happy about it.
And then they do a backyard concert with the Plain White Tees.
So I knew this song, but I had no idea who they were.
Do you know Hey Delilah?
Hey there,
Yeah.
Delilah. That's them.
Oh, it's those people.
Plain White Teeth.
But they
Yeah.
did not sing that.
Oh yeah, Plain White Teeth. Got it.
I didn't actually realize they had a second hit. And they were
I
playing
didn't
that
either.
song, and I was like, "Oh, I know that song." And then they're like,
Yeah.
"Came out Plain White Teeth," and I was like, "Oh yeah, Hey there, Delilah."
So then they return from their date, and it's cocktail party time. And
Well,
first-
I do have to say,
Yeah.
like Rudy does this very weird like song. So Rudy like is singing about like love, and she thought it was one thing, and it ended up being another. I don't like Rudy's voice. I
Oh.
don't like her tone. It's very weird, and it's very like
I agree
don't
with
know.
you.
she's
it's-
R&B and
something was
pop.
off.
Yes, it's like she's adding something. Yeah, I'm with you. Like
She's
there's something
yeah.
weird at the end of like how she sings. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Sorry, but yes. Then there's the rose ceremony.
Mm-hmm. And Sheridan is very determined to get Julia to be interested in him, which if Julia doesn't pay attention to him, it doesn't make sense to me.
I know. Well, and I was heartbroken when he walked up and saw her kissing Josh.
But
Yes.
he took it in stride. I mean, he's like, okay,
He
that
did.
makes sense.
Yes.
And he likes Julia has like all the men though.
And she seemed
like-
to be astonished at that fact. She's
She did,
very
which I
humble.
didn't like.
Yeah.
I kind of like her a lot.
I like Julia.
Yeah.
And when Sheridan does get time with her, he asks her to finish writing a song he's working on, which is like true musician to musician vibes.
Yeah, and this is like my nightmare. This is why I would never date a musician.
But do they really
I
finish
wish
the
Nick was a
song?
musician.
They just kept,
No, they don't.
They just made out.
But like that was in college, there was a guy who had a guitar who lived in my dorm, and he sang me a song that he had started writing. And
Oh my god, I would have
like,
married him.
No, I was like, this is so awkward. I have to get out of this situation right now. And it took everything in me not to laugh. So that's why, like, I enjoy watching other people who appreciate it because I couldn't do it.
Oh my god, if Nick serenaded me, which he has a horrible voice, so it wouldn't happen. But
Nick, we can make a horrible album together.
let me tell you, that shit
Nope.
would be off the chain.
Oh, no way. I had a hard time not laughing in that guy's face. So,
See, and I wish Nick could sing because I would love to like sing with Nick.
but good for them. Good for people who enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
I dated
Not
a
me.
guy when I was in college that was a singer in Branson, Missouri. And I remember we were on a boat and he was singing like a cover of a country song. And that's one of those moments that will live in my memory forever. He ended up being a douche canoe, but
Oh,
it was a fantastic moment. We were on Table Rock Lake. He was singing to me and I was like,
yeah,
so I get it,
Yeah.
Amber.
I can't do that.
I'm all about it. Bring it on.
So then we see that Mel starts connecting with Gabe.
Which it was very random.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
That
I
was-
feel like we didn't see a lot that happened.
I was gonna say that too. Like, I feel like, especially when we got to the rose ceremony, like there was so many
So many
moments where I was
people.
like, I didn't
Who?
even see those people talk to each other.
Right.
like had no idea that Brandon and Savannah were connecting.
I know. I mean, I kind of saw them talking, but I didn't really like register it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that, since Mel is connecting with Gabe, Matt has to re-engage
God.
with Rudy.
did not go down well.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I genuinely felt bad for Matt because I really do think that he just wasn't thinking. I think he meant.
I think he was blindsided, and I think she totally took that drama to like the next level.
I
Right.
really do think he just meant like, yeah, I'd like to take you on the date, but, and so he said that, but I don't think he said everything she thought he said.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
don't
the way that
remember.
she took it. Yeah.
I'll go back and rewind.
And Matt ends up walking away from the conversation very shocked and
Yeah.
and hopes that Rudy isn't bad-mouthing him in the house.
But then Rudy ends up getting serenaded by Michael Todd and almost shows her vagina to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was not okay. And
that
I
was
like,
a moment
wow.
where I was like, "Uh-oh, Michael Todd might stand a chance to stay in this house."
I know. I was like, no, this can't happen.
I was like, if you keep Michael Todd and get rid of Matt, I'm not watching this show.
I know. That would have been horrible.
Horrible. But we've seen Matt in previous previews.
We have, yeah.
And then Trevor talks to Jamie, trying to like let her know that he's interested, and then they make out.
Yeah, that's
Did
why
you-
my talks was in
Quotes, air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamie
Yeah,
has
there
a
was a lot of
meltdown.
meltdown.
Jamie freaks out. She freaks
She
out.
does.
Jamie
Yes,
lets her 21-year-old self out.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Jamie fan.
Me either.
Yeah, no.
I think her age, we just can't relate to her. But did you notice that they were, side note, they were running ads for men for Claire's season?
I did notice that.
Yep.
So maybe they'll
Which
get
makes
more
me-
age-appropriate people.
But it does make me somewhat sad because, what's his face? That Ashley was really excited about.
Matt. Oh, Matt.
I'm
Matt
sure he's
deserves
still
his
in.
Own.
I'm sure he's
Matt
still
deserves
in.
his own.
He's the
special.
next bachelor.
He does.
So now we
No.
get to the rose ceremony.
Yes.
Savannah picks Brandon.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which I was kind of shocked at, but okay.
Mel picks Gabe.
Which her dress was ridiculous. It was like shiny duct tape.
And it was like weirdly. Wait.
I
Which
just
one
couldn't.
was which?
It was very shiny and silvery and. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it 'cause I don't remember.
Becca
And
picks
then-
Danny. And
Which I hadn't even
Who?
seen Danny speak.
Becca, Danny. Danny has the flat top.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we haven't heard anything from Danny.
Yeah, I never heard him speak once.
Yes, so that's like another relationship that I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have that Bree chooses Chris, and I actually have no idea who either of those people are right
Do
now.
you guys have the pictures I sent you? I worked hard on
Yes.
making these. So
No, I
Bree
have them.
picks who? Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Who are those people?
Oh, right. Bree and
Bree
Chris.
was
She's
like
got
the
a large
little.
smile.
Oh, Bree's the one who kind of looks like Allison Williams.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Cheyenne
And
picks
then-
Matt.
Which was completely out of left field, I felt like.
I know. Like, who's Cheyenne all of a sudden?
Right?
Who's Cheyenne?
And we never saw Matt even talk to Cheyenne.
Right?
Cheyenne must not have liked anybody in the house.
Right?
Julia picks Sheridan because she's a smart girl.
Which I love.
Yes.
Jamie ends up picking Trevor.
She does.
Yep.
Rudy picks Ryan,
Yes.
which was.
I thought
way
Ryan
random.
was out because, yeah.
I think she kept him in because she seems to like the drama.
Yeah. So Jack, Josh, Michael Todd, and Russell are all going home.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know who any of those people are except for annoying Michael Todd. Bye-bye.
I have the hiccups.
And more women arrive next week. So does that mean that the men have the power next week, right?
Just to clarify, I have the photos
I
right
love
there, and I
you.
even have X's.
Thank you. Thank you. You fancy. I
I know they're
printed
even
and used
glittery X's.
I printed and used a marker.
Nice.
Can I say one thing I'm really upset about?
Nope.
No.
I'm really sad that I didn't. I don't even care.
She just
Right?
keeps talking.
I'm really sad that I didn't hear more of the theme song, Listen to Your Heart.
Steve was singing it all night.
Pat and I,
long.
yeah, we like went and played it on Spotify because I was like, I need to hear the song.
Like, oh, he all afternoon long, because I was like, Listen to Your Heart premieres tonight, and he's like, listen to your heart, and I was like, oh my gosh. He sounded much better than I just did. I'm sorry.
I have a horrible voice, which is why
Me
I just
too.
lip sync for you guys. Because Pat tells me all the time, he's like, wow, your voice, man, it could bring all the cats in.
Steve lets me know that I sing in my sleep, and I'm like, I am so sorry. Like, I was so bad in choir that the choir teacher had me be the piano person.
I can't contribute to this conversation.
Can you sing?
Yes, she was in the Nutcracker. She sings.
That was my talent when I was in pageants, and I also won. I did competitions when I was younger for singing competitions, and I used to win different medals.
Yeah.
Oh my
she
gosh,
has skills.
I'm so impressed.
Amber, you
I have
should
zero
write and
skills.
sing a theme song for Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine.
Oh.
I can help you write a song.
Two girls
I'm good at
and
the
wine.
Oh,
Two
God.
girls and
Amber,
wine.
don't. Amber, don't. We don't need it to be a jingle. We made that mistake already, if you
We did.
remember.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Does anybody have a positive Polly?
Oh shit.
I'll pull out the wine book.
Let's see. What's on my watch right now? No, that's not helpful.
Okay, I got a wine book. When cooking with wine, use stainless steel or enamel pans. The acid in the wine will react with materials such as aluminum or untreated cast iron to produce an unpleasant taste. With aluminum, this can also be dangerous to your health.
That's actually a good one, Janet.
I
nice
just
job,
opened it.
Janet.
I'm running out of pages. Like, I probably should see if there are any more before our next podcast. Positive Polly.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
So, oh no, what am I?
No?
Okay. I may not be. Oh, that's not the one I planned on reading.
Ashley,
Well, what the hell?
I think I see in your ear.
Don't quit. You're already in pain. You're already hurt. Get a reward from it.
Ouch.
I feel like that's
that
really
means-
good for our current timing.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Because we're all struggling. We're all dealing with this quarantine and uncertainty of the future. So we have to look at it in a way where we can find a silver lining and find a reward from it. And to Ashley's point at the beginning of this podcast, so that one time I had cancer, I remember being in similar situations where you're not sure what the future is going to bring. You don't know how this is going to end up. You don't know what it looks like going forward. But the hope that keeps you alive is believing that at the end of this, we're going to come out stronger and
We
better.
are.
And
Yes.
we just have to remember to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Aw, that's so beautiful. See,
It
what I
is.
took from it is, even though I don't want to get up in the morning and continue working out, keep doing it
Keep
because
on keeping on.
your body's going to change. That's your reward.
Exactly. That is your reward. That's a really good option too.
Yes.
I love it. It all fits.
It does. Well, thank you girls so much. We'll be back next week with another Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine. Make sure and share us with your friends. Like, subscribe, all the things. Okay?
All the things.
Bye.
Bye. You're
All
so
right,
good.
wait. Before we stop recording, we have to hear Ashley's dad's story.
See, you built it up now. So
I'm sorry. I
So it
felt
better
really
be good,
bad.
Ashley.
okay, so you know how Janet, Amber, and I both have Apple Watches, so we share activity.
Yeah.
And so we help encourage each other when we have like complete a workout. And when you complete a workout or you get a reward or something, the Apple Watch will allow you to reply to that, which I couldn't figure out how to do. And Amber, or not Amber, but the other girl, Amanda, she walked me through how to do that. But it'll come up with automatic replies. And some of them are like snarky, like that's all you got. Or like, good job. Like, and so my dad and I started sharing, and he went on a hike. And I don't think he's figured out that you can reply to activity. So I replied to his activity, which was a hike. And I think the automatic reply was something like, did you get any good pictures up there? So I responded with that. And my dad goes, actually, yeah, I did. Like, so he like sent me the photos, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, that was
That's
like a
not what I
single
meant,
click,
Dad.
Dad."
Yeah. Oh, poor Dad.
So I'm gonna call him and walk him through how to do that.
That's awesome.
Maybe I'll just respond to him and be like, "That's all you got," and see what he does.
You might hurt him. Sad.
No, he'll be like, "What?
Who?
Yeah, I'll beat you."
All right. Thank you for the story. Now we are going to say goodbye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.